Good morning. Bit of a cool morning this morning. Got down to 0.5 degrees last night. That often happens when it clears off if the wind goes down. So I don't think it froze. Things look pretty good. I got to move a bit of that barley down here today. Then we're going to go check some fields. Getting close to September. Guy always gets pretty antsy to get going. So it'd be nice if we could get out there, do some swathing maybe. Maybe fire up the sprayer, do a little desiccating. I don't actually want to desiccate a whole bunch more than I have to. It's just with the whole glyphosate thing and the testing and all that stuff. I think generally as producers, farmers, everybody's on the same boat. That stuff we don't just drive around just spraying that just everywhere, just willy-nilly. If you don't do it right or get it in the right stage, you don't even get the benefit of it anyways for weed control and stuff like that. Roundup is definitely cheaper than it was 20 years ago. It's still an expensive trip though, so and then further to that, if we can keep the seed as clean and as chemical free and disease free and everything as possible, you just end up with a much better end product. So there's just a ton of risk factors in the fall that you try to minimize. Very hard to make decisions based on, you got to base it on weather and all that stuff. It's quite tricky to do, but it's like this every year. You get, I wouldn't say you get better at it, you just get more used to making mistakes. So the mistakes are easier to digest. But for now, I'm going to take my truck up, fill it up with barley. It'll only be a couple loads to fill this bin. So it took a bunch of the morning, but I did get my barley bin full. Truck actually is still full, so now I'm back to another dilemma of what I should do as far as moving the grain around and stuff like that. So Corey had to run to town, and my mom and dad aren't here yet, so it's just me and the kids. So what we're gonna do now, we got a leaking wheel seal on this Kenworth, and you know that by the oil on the tire. So I'm gonna peel that, take this all apart so I do have the wheel seal. It's actually in my truck, which Corey took to town, but I'll take this all apart so when she gets back we can just slap it in and put it together. Is it done, bud? We get those all off, yep. So I did want to point out one thing too with my videos. One of the reasons that Buddy and I usually leave the camera, you know, a little ways away and we don't do a lot of talking while we're doing this is because we don't know what we're doing. Like, we're pretty, I would say we're pretty mechanically inclined. We don't often get beat, but we're not mechanics. So the, what's the word? Like, we know what has to happen, but maybe our procedure is just like way out of whack, or, you know, maybe it's outright wrong. You know, so I'm not gonna start making play-by-play videos when I don't even know what I'm doing. Often this stuff, it's pretty straightforward, you know. Like, I knew I had a seal leaking, seals in the back, so you just start taking stuff apart. We knew this had to be done. I finally got that load of canola out of here the other day. I got all my bins full and everything, so you move on to the next thing. And the next thing is this wheel seal. So that's what we're doing here today. But so far, we've peeled off the duals. They're laying over here. I mean, I marked them, which one went where, because I don't know if that's important or not. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. We got the axle out, it's over there, that's gotta come out. Next will be to pull the drum off of there. And then at that point, I'm sure we'll be able to see the seal that's wrecked. So we got this drum off now, and clearly that's not supposed to be there, so definitely needs a seal. I'm going to clean all this up now. There's oil all over everything, so I'm gonna get that all cleaned up, and then we'll try to put that new seal in there. So we got everything out, everything cleaned up. Used some air, some brake clean, everything. Got everything cleaned up. My dad just, we don't have a seal driver, so he's actually just making one. So this is the old seal, definitely damaged. And a new one is already pounded in there. This is all cleaned up. We used a brake clean on here. That takes the oil right off, so if you're doing brakes and you had oil on them, get that stuff. So there we have it. Wheels back on. Actually pretty easy to do. So next time I should be able to shave the time off of that couple hours. One of the reasons that actually took all day is I left the seal in the truck this morning and my wife took that to town. While I was under there, I greased it because this wheel was off, so it was pretty easy to get at the brakes. So I greased everything, greased the drive shaft, greased the truck all up. It's ready to go now for fall. Couple cosmetic things I want to fix. This is broken right here. Maybe I'll just put a big piece of metal there, a big washer, I don't know, something decorative. That'll maybe be a tomorrow project depending on, I think we're probably going to get a shower tonight, so But as always, to those who are tuning in and watching the videos, thank you. And we'll see you all tomorrow.